check-in. This right, we are on heading into our day number 2 of our check-in for this week. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. And I am in my office right now. It's a little bit after lunch, and we are 24 hours. I was just going to say 33. 24 hours into this week's fast. As you know, we do a fast once a week, and I do a 72-hour fast, but I encourage you and I invite you to join me as I go through the fast. All right, so we are now at the beginning of day number 2. We did a 24-hour. There are people who joined us yesterday. We'll talk to them in a minute. Also now, 24 to 48 hours coming up. That's what we're in right now. And then, of course, tomorrow, we will do our check-in for the next day. And I want to welcome you wherever you are right now. I see Steve. Hey, Steve, thank you for coming through. Wherever you're joining us from, whether you're watching us right now or you're catching this on the live, just excited to be in this space as we talk about how do we improve our health and as we use a very powerful and very significant tool to be able to do that, and that's the tool of fasting. If you've not tried fasting, if you have heard about fasting and you're not quite sure, this is the space for you to be in as we are walking through this together. We walk through our Limitless Living Health Action Plan on Dwain Woode MD Live, which is on every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. That's our main flagship show and our platform. And then during the week, and we actually do, if I think about it now, we do 4 shows a week, 4 live shows where we do it in the evening. And then we do 2 or 3 of these check-ins as we move through the week. The other thing is, as we're moving through this plan, if you've not joined us yet, if you've not put your toe in, if you've not engaged in the different things that we're doing in terms of helping our metabolism, you've got to make sure you do that. We did a 100-day walk to consistency and health. We're now in our strength, strategy, and mindset, where we're doing some weightlifting, some body toning, some strength training. We're walking through that process. So you want to make sure that you get in there and that you are becoming engaged, because all the things that we're doing are with the intention of improving our metabolism. Remember, dysfunctional metabolism is the thing. It is the place. It is where chronic disease lives and is the driving force behind the increasing numbers that we see. Over 1 billion people on the planet who are currently suffering from diabetes and prediabetes. And we can stop that. We can reverse that course. We can right the ship, if you will. And it starts right here. Actually, it starts right there, and it starts with you, because you have a choice. So let's go back and let's talk about what we've been doing. Several weeks ago, we introduced the Limitless Living Health Action Plan. And several people have asked me about the plan itself. And so let's go ahead and let's talk about that. If you think about our channel, if you think about the shows, if you think about what we've been doing over the last several years, you will recognize that the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is what we have been heading towards all the time. We've been moving in that direction. We've been talking about mindset. We've been talking about exercise. We've been talking about the things we eat. We've been talking about balanced diets. We've been talking about personal choice and personal accountability. So the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is an outgrowth of the things that you have been doing, the things that you have been talking about, but it gives us a checklist. It gives us a blueprint that says, if I follow these things, if I'm consistent, if I show up and I am engaged, then I get the benefit. One of the reasons why we don't succeed is not often because we don't have a desire to succeed, not because we don't have a drive to succeed, not because we don't have the information to succeed, is because we don't have a plan. And actually, just this week, we introduced the 7th and final pillar of the Limitless Living Health Action Plan, and that is planning and strategy. Hey, Cornelia, planning and strategy. Because planning and strategy is the gear, it is the driving force. It's what helps us to be consistent. It's what helps us change desire, right? The desire to do things to, okay, I am now doing, I am in the process, I am now this thing, right? Because without planning, without strategy, without structure, then all the other things that we do has the potential to fall apart because it relies on me and you. It relies on our motivation. It relies on how we feel. It relies on what's going on in that particular day. And as you know, motivation is fleeting. Motivation comes and motivation goes. But structure is what is the driving force. It is the scaffolding. Excuse me. It is the scaffolding, if you will, for all the things that we want. So hey Cornelia, hey Steve, hey Pam, thank you guys for coming through, hanging out with us. So we introduced that pillar just this past week on Dwain Woode MD Live. It is the basis of, and it is the you know, when you go to the airport, they have those moving walkways. And I have to admit that I'm one of the people, when you go to the airport, I get on the moving walkway and I stand, right? Because in my mind, this is to help me just kind of relax for a little while. Recently, our pastor preached a sermon. He talked about the moving walkway, and he said the walkway is actually supposed to be helping you to move faster. Okay? I don't know about that. But the planning and structure is really the walkway that helps to take us there. So we've got all these things that we are doing: this fasting, the walking, the balanced bites, the strength training that we're doing, the mindset mastery, the rest and recovery. All of those are things that we want to do. But if there's no planning, if there's no structure, if there's nothing to keep them consistent or keep us consistent, so that each time we have to get into those, we don't have to make a new decision, then that sets us up for success. Because if you got to wait until you wake up that morning to decide if you're going to go walk, or if you got to wait until you're about to sit down to eat to decide whether you're going to eat balanced bites, or if you've got to wait to decide at that moment if I'm going to get in bed on time, guess what? It's not going to happen. Because the body, the mind likes the point of easiest access. The point of least resistance is what we're going to go to. And so structure takes that away from us. Planning takes that away from us. It says that there's this thing that we're putting in place, and that thing is going to help me just kind of fall into that groove. It's kind of like getting on the top of a slide. I've done that in lots of years. But you get to the top of the slide, and guess what? Once you get into that slide, you're coming down, and you follow the path. Right? You're not doing anything different than what the path says. And so the planning and structure is the path. And here in this space, we've been walking through the Limitless Living Health Action Plan, and we are using fasting as one of those pivotal points that helps us to get into the groove as we go down the slide of our health. And so here we've been doing, we do one fast a week, and unless, let me say it again, unless there is some compelling medical reason or some compelling medical issue that's going on, every person listening to me, every person watching me can fast at least for a 24-hour period once a week. And that is the fasting component of the Limitless Living Health Action Plan. It is actually pillar number 2 in our pillars as we walk through that process. And so here we are doing a check-in. I am now 24 hours into this week's fast. If you have fasted with me for 24 hours and this is the end of your 24-hour fast, congratulations to you. Wish I had some streamers, some balloons, would throw them up. But my hat's off to you, because you've taken the first step, or taken a step, in helping your health get better. If you are now starting your fast with me today, kudos to you, because you are about to embark on an amazing process that will help to begin positioning your body in the healing, well, get your body in the healing position. Let me say that. If you're waiting till tomorrow, come on, let's do it. And then certainly, if you are doing a total fast with us for 72 hours, my hats and kudos to you as well. So if you did day 1, if you're doing day 1, I want you to put a 1. If you're doing day 2, put a 2. Day 3, put a 3. And if you're doing the total fast with us, put a T in there. Yesterday, if you didn't see our episodes from yesterday when we did our quick check-in, I want you to go back and watch that. Now you got to see the things that I was creating. For some reason, the entire video did not go through, but you got to see the things that I started eating, the salad that I created. Whatever you're using for was your last meal, I want you to drop that in the comments. And then, of course, as we get into Friday when we do our complete check-in, then we'll talk about what we're going to eat. Now, Cornelia, you're out there and you put in something that you want me to try. I'm trying to get that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it this week, but we're going to do that at some point. She put a suggestion for what she wants me to use to break my fast. I may do a modification to it. Just had steak, avocado, macadamia nuts, unsweetened jello, and creme brulee. That's from Steve. And then Cornelia says a tea. So she's doing a total fast with us as we move into this space. So that's our fasting, right? Day 1, day 2, day 3. And here's the thing about the fasting. Actually, let me back up and say that here's the thing about the Limitless Living Health Action Plan. This is not designed to be a this is not designed to be a stick to beat you over the head. It's not designed to be a rope to tie you, right? Or a pin or cage to get you caged in. It is actually designed, the Limitless Living Action Plan, it is a blueprint, right? It is a blueprint because if you follow the blueprint, it's kind of like building a house. If you follow the blueprint, then the house gets built properly. If you don't follow the blueprint, then guess what? You know, the house is leaning on this side, the foundation is not good, we got a roof that is over here. That is what happens when you don't follow the plan. It is the blueprint for the process that we're on. If you say that you're interested in metabolism, and metabolism, once again, everybody, can be anything from diabetes to pre-diabetes, fatty liver, polycystic ovarian syndrome, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, because Cobb salad with chicken and almonds was what Cornelia said. So all of that is metabolism and even more. So if you are at all interested in metabolism, whether there's some people in your home that are that have metabolic disease, your family, your friends, your daughter, your son, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your auntie and them, your uncle, people at your church, people at on your job, people that you see in the grocery store, somebody around you has a metabolic problem, and this is the blueprint. You get to walk through the blueprint, and as you are improving, you also get to say to them, hey, let's try this thing. So it is a blueprint, right? That's the first thing. The other thing is designed to be is guardrails, right? My son said to me several years ago now, he's going to be 16 here coming up soon. Wow. Oh my, just blowing my mind. But anyway, he said, why are there guardrails on the side of the road? And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, nobody deliberately drives their car into the guardrails. I said, no, but if they happen to go off the road, they are happy that the guardrails are there. And so the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is a blueprint that tells you, hey, what you should be doing. It also is a set of guardrails so that you know if you are on track. So you bump into, it's like, hey, wait a minute, you know, it's been 3, 4, 5 days. I haven't done any strength training. Oh my goodness, I haven't walked. Oh my goodness, I haven't processed my food through Balanced Bites. I'm not getting enough rest. So it's not designed to beat you over the head, but it's also designed to be a guardrail so that you, when you're doing your assessment, by the way, which we started introducing on our Dwain Woode MD Live this past week, when you are looking, you say, oh, look at that, I am over the line. Look at that, I have not been consistent. Look at that, I have not been doing this thing. So it helps you in many ways. We'll talk about other ways that the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is designed to help. So we are walking through the process. And for me, I was talking to someone in the office just this morning, and I was saying to them that the strength training is becoming, I'm going to use this word, and it's probably not the right word. It's becoming addictive, right? Because when I get out there, I'm feeling. Cornelia says, I'm planning to break my fast with a meal, doctor. I'm curious. I missed it, Cornelia. I got to go back and read the whole thing. It comes up so quickly and then it just goes away. But um, but yeah, so when I get out there and I start lifting, as a matter of fact, if you watched any of the episodes, you see sometimes I'm lifting. I'm doing those dumbbell presses, or I'm doing the hammer curls, and we're supposed to do 3 sets of 8, and I'm going and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I keep going. Why? Because, well, first of all, my counting is off, but the other thing is that I'm going and I get so worked up, I get so tied up in it. So when I don't do that, I was like, okay, something, I'm not quite sure what it is, but something is not right. Right? I just don't feel, because my body, my brain, my mind has become used to it. It's a routine now. And when it doesn't happen, then it becomes an issue. And so sometimes I'm up late at night, out out doing my activities, because I got to get it in. Right? And so that's what we want. We want this process to become so natural. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, and you go. You don't even think about it anymore. And if you've been with us on the strength, strategy, and mindset, you know that that's what we've been working towards, right? For the first several weeks, we just hit the circuit, right? Come on, let's do bench. We do the dumbbell presses, we do the hammer curls, we do the lateral raises, we do the cross body leg swings, right? So we're going through the process so that you became comfortable doing it, so it became second nature. And now we're tweaking it, but the basis is there. And the same thing here. When you are able to, when you are fasting, when you do fasting, when you become good at fasting, when it becomes a routine, not only does your mind and your body, well, let's get away from the body for a minute. Not only does your mind say yes, because the mind likes routine, it likes consistency, but your body now says, okay, well, it looks like this is going to be what we do. And so your body now becomes metabolically flexible. It's easy for it to jump into the spaces that we want it to be to have good metabolism. So that's the reason for consistency. That's the reason for structure. And so I come into the week and there's not a thought anymore about what am I doing on Tuesday. My team knows it. My folks at home know it. My family knows it, right? You know it. People ask, okay, what time are you starting your fast? Or are you fasting today? Oh, people come in to the office and say, oh, Dr. Wood, we know you're going to be fasting this afternoon. It's known. It is a process. It is the thing. It is the norm now. Because that's what I do. And it has been an amazing process for me personally, and I've seen so many of you out there that have had tremendous benefit from the Limitless Living Health Action Plan, and in particular, having tremendous benefit from fasting as well. So we continue to work through this process. One, if you're fasting with day 1, put a 1, day 2, put a 2, day 3, put a 3, and total, put a T. And I see Cornelia put her T in there. And we've got several community members that are doing various forms of this. The process is the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is walking, fasting, strength training, balanced bites, that's the way we nourish our bodies, mindset mastery, because everything is filtered through this thing here, rest and restoration, and of course planning and strategy. And we'll come back, we're going to be doing some more episodes of Dwain Woode MD Live talking about planning and strategy, because that's a very important one that we want to use to set the others right. And then we'll come back again and actually do an overview, well, not an overview, but a capstone episode on Limitless Living Health Action Plan. Right? So right now we've gone through, so we're doing the pillars. We're doing the pillars. We're going to do a capstone. Right? So capstone is the thing on top that ties everything together on this process. But make sure that you are involved in each aspect of the plan. Make sure you're involved in all aspects of the plan, because it is a blueprint. Now, the other analogy that I want to use, and notice I'm going through these analogies because I want you to get what it is. It's a checklist. So it's a blueprint, right, that tells you what we're going to be doing. It is a set of guardrails that tells you when you're off track. It's also a checklist. Just like when you get on the airplane, right? You want the guy or gal that's getting behind that yoke on the plane, you want them to have gone through the checklists Because when they've gone through the checklist, that increases the chances that when we leave here, then we end up over there where we're supposed to be without any problems on the airplane. And so the Limitless Living Health Action Plan is also a checklist. And that checklist says if I do these things, then my likelihood of getting from here where I am, dysfunctional, dysregulated, abnormal metabolism, to over there where my metabolism is righted and I've dealt with these chronic illnesses, my chances of getting there increase if I follow the blueprint, if I am mindful of the guardrails, if I do the checklists. So I want you to get that. And in that process, pillar number 2 is what we're doing right now. We are fasting. Remember, fasting is a way of essentially gutting this house that we're building. It's a reset. It takes the body where it is and it says, let's break this wall down. Let's stop this thing over here. Let's reset that. Let's get insulin resistance better. Let's start burning from some fat so weight goes down. Let's go ahead and take some of that sugar out of the liver so our fatty liver improves. Let's go ahead and get our autophagy process so the body begins to recycle, take broken, damaged, unused parts of itself, and it's sending them off to recycling and is bringing them back as new, better, more efficient versions of those. And it's building. Okay, so that's what reset does. It cleans everything out. And then we get to come back into that building, into this house, this structure that we're building, and we get to put the walls where we want it. We get to pretty it up. We get to paint. We get to put new flooring. That's what all the other parts of the Limitless Living Health Action Plan are doing. But the fasting is essential because it gets us ready to, it gets us reset. And now we can come in and rebuild. So fasting decreases insulin, which is the culprit. It reduces or suppresses our appetite and reduces sugar. Those are the 3 pillars of the reversing diabetes. Fasting helps us with our immunity. It helps us with our inflammation. It helps us with our thought process. Now I keep saying, and I know we're talking about all of the metabolic benefits of fasting, and that's important. That's what we do, right? Hey, this is what we're doing. We are working on health. But fasting also has lots of mental, psychological, interpersonal, relational, emotional benefits that go way beyond the fact that your blood sugar is better, way beyond the fact that you lost some weight. Fasting is a pivotal component when we talk about how do we interact with the world. Because when we're fasting, the food goes away. I tell people I get excited when I start fasting. Why? Because the food noise goes away. Now, what that means for me is that I've got to deal with life on life's terms. I no longer have the food as a buffer. I can't turn to the food to solve that loneliness, or turn to the food to fix that uneasy feeling that I have, or turn to the food to buffer me between the emotions that I'm feeling, or that conversation that I'm avoiding. I can't turn to the food anymore. I've got to figure out how to do that on my own. So fasting also forces me to develop skills that I may not ordinarily go to on a regular basis. It forces me to be able to have a conversation with somebody. It forces me to not back down in a conversation because I'm feeling sheepish or shameful. It causes me to know that I can have a voice, and I've got to learn how to problem solve. All of that comes from fasting. We don't spend a lot of time talking about that, but those are some of the benefits of fasting as well. Yeah, and I love it. I love being in this space. And once again, I am 24 hours, a little over 24 hours now, into this week's fast. Those of you who fasted with us yesterday, congratulations on completing this fast. We will pick that up again as we go next week, right? So remember, this is a weekly thing. This is not just, oh, I did it once. No, this is now becoming who we are. All right, so kudos to you if you ended the fast just a little while ago with us as we got through day 1. Those of you who are starting today, my hat's off to you. Streamers and balloons are going up right now. I'm very excited for you, the space that you are now walking into. Those of you who are going to be fasting with us tomorrow as we end, for these people who are doing day number 2, you can anticipate, man, this is going to be a great thing. And begin thinking about, what are you going to eat as the last meal? What are you going to be eating as the last meal before you start the fast? For those of you who are ending the fast today, what did you eat as your first meal? Okay? And we will come back and we'll continue talking. As we've mentioned this week, there are some scheduling things that are going on here in the city with us, and so our shows are pushed back a little bit later. So look for those. Normally we go at 9 o'clock, but look for those a little bit later. We will do it tonight. Not sure what time. Just pay attention. Tomorrow, same thing. Friday, of course, we will do our check-in in the middle of the day-ish, maybe 1 o'clock or so, as we walk through the full fasting, how to prepare for a fast, get through a fast, and then, of course, how to break the fast. I can't tell you how much I am encouraged and excited about the community that has been building up around limitless living and the benefits that you're seeing. I'm hearing your stories. When people come to the office, I'm seeing the benefits. I am seeing the thought process and the connectivity that people are getting. People who are coming to the space not because they just found us haphazardly, right? People are directing them. But there are people who are showing up. Hey, I heard this thing about fasting. What are you doing? Right? People who are watching our videos in the office and are now coming online and saying, okay, I need to know more, right? Here's the thing about limitless living. And let me say this, and I've mentioned this before. Limitless living has at its core the idea that nothing around me or nothing in me is preventing me from doing what I need to do to be successful when it comes to my health and when it comes to every other aspect of my life. As I'm doing Limitless Living on the Go, and that's the new series that we're working on, Limitless Living on the Go, it is, what does limitless living look like on Monday morning? What does it look like on Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon? What does it look like late at night when I'm by myself, when I'm lonely, when I'm upset, when I am stressed about some project I have to do? What does limitless living look like then? And that, after all, is where the rubber meets the road. And that's the moment when it's important. And so what we're doing is we're training, right? It's like getting ready to run a marathon or getting ready to do some boxing or getting ready to ride a bike. Where you're training, and we are in the process of training, because at that moment, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, when you wake up or you're stressed or you're angry or you're depressed or you're anxious or you're worried, in that moment, the question is not going to be, am I able to continue limitless living? The question is, did you practice for that moment? Because if you're waiting for that moment to do it, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you now, it's not going to happen. But have you been practicing? Have you been doing the things on a consistent, regular basis? Have you been showing up every week? Have you been walking through the plan? Have you been looking at the blueprint? Have you been doing the checklist? Have you been looking at the guardrails? So that the likelihood, the chances, the possibility of success in that moment goes sky high. Yeah. And so that's what limitless living says. That nothing from outside of me and nothing from inside of me is going to prevent me from doing what I need to do. I'm showing up with my best self. It's what I got. I'm showing up with my best health. That's what I have. I'm showing up with my best plans. And I'm breaking through boundaries. I'm pushing through obstacles. And I am creating the life I've always wanted. And after all, that's what we do right here. So once again, if you're doing day 1, put a 1, day 2, put a 2, day 3, put a 3, and day 4, well, not day 4, if you're doing the entire fast, go ahead and put a T in there so that we know that you are in that space as well. If you have suggestions for my last meal, well, not the last, because the last meal typically is prescribed based on what people bring, and I use that actually to create a meal so that you understand that it doesn't matter what's around you. You can still do balanced bites. You can think about food in terms of balanced bites. So that one pretty much prescribed. What I use to break the fast, if you have suggestions for that, go ahead and pop that in pop that in the chat, send me a message, send me some information. And if you send me pictures, right? So I had one of our community members send pictures. I've not shown it yet, but we will, of some stuff that she got out of her garden. I'm always amazed when she talks about her garden, by the way. I'm not going to call her name right now because I'm going to keep that as a surprise. But those of you who are in the community, you probably know who it is already. But glad that you're here to join me. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health in your life, avoid complications, and create the life you've always wanted. Go now and live a limitless life. And we will see you in our next check-in and on our show. Bye-bye, everybody.